There is a master plan for Gaza we're not supposed to know about. Part of it was accidentally revealed at the World Economic Forum in Davos last week. For those of you who don't know, the World Economic Forum is where the world's richest and most powerful people get together to decide how to enslave us better. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but not really. On January 22nd, at that event, a guy named Ali Shath declared that the Rafah crossing would open the following week. Ali Shath is a former Palestinian Authority deputy minister and the guy that will head the technocratic government of Gaza. And when I say technocratic government of Gaza, I mean Hamas. So how could Mr. Shath have possibly known that the Rafah crossing would open the following week? After all, in order for the Rafah crossing to open, the ceasefire deal had to advance to Phase 2. And the only way the ceasefire deal could advance to Phase 2 is if Hamas returns the last remaining hostages. Turns out, this Shath character is nothing short of a prophet. That's because there were 2 remaining hostages left when Mr. Shath made his declaration. The first one was Oron Shaul, Hashem Yakum Damo, killed and kidnapped in Gaza in 2014. Literally, one day after this, the prophet's declaration, the body was miraculously discovered. This left one remaining hostage, Ron Gvili, Hashem Yakum Damo. His recovery was far more miraculous than Shaul's, not just because it happened within the timeline of Mr. Shath's prophecy, not just because Israel discovered it rather than compel Hamas to live up to its obligations, but because of how his remains were discovered. According to the official story, Gvili's body was discovered in a Muslim cemetery in Gaza. This means that jihadist terrorists violated Islam by burying a non-Muslim Zionist in a Muslim cemetery. A likely story. And I totally believe that. Also, the IDF exhumed 250 bodies with just 20 dentists on site to identify each one. This type of undertaking should take 3 to 8 weeks, but in mind-boggling fashion, Israel did it in just 24 hours. It's almost as if they were working on a tight deadline. But the icing on the cake is the testimony of Dr. Essie Sharon, the dentist who identified Gvili's body. She claimed, and I quote, "The initial image they sent me was enough for me to conclude that it was Ronnie. I knew his dental records and their identifying marks by heart." This means that according to the official story, Dr. Sharon can look at radiographic images like this without comparative analysis and immediately recognize whose teeth they belong to, which can only mean one thing: she is a cyborg. So what we have is the new head of Gaza declaring that in a week all Israeli hostages will be returned, and his prophecy came true. One of them has been MIA since 2014, and one we've been looking for since 2023. Both discovered within 3 days of each other, right before Mr. Shath's predicted timeline expired. Imagine the chances. Needless to say, Israel has now announced that the Rafah crossing will indeed open. Are you starting to get it? Do you realize we are all being played? There's a diabolical master plan for Gaza, and the ceasefire deal and the whole hostage affair are designed to keep us distracted. What's the plan, you ask? That's for a whole nother video. In the meantime, if you haven't seen Mr. Shath, do me a favor and ask him who's going to win the Super Bowl, and maybe a few stock tips.